A New York City photographer has been shamed on TikTok for charging $100 more to take photos of plus size models. So, a New York City snapper is hitting back after it was revealed he charges an extra $100 to take professional photos of plus size models compared to standard posers. William Lords came under fire for his pricing policy over the weekend when model Megan Mesveskas, 24, took to TikTok to share a now viral email she received from his photography studio. The email quoted $950 for Lords to lens a standard model and $1050 for him to photograph a plus curve model. I guess he just doesn't want to have to look at them through his camera. Mesveskas raged in her video, which quickly garnered over 100,000 views, including reposts. Lords is now facing allegations of fat phobia, and there are calls for him to be cancelled. But the photog says there is reasons his fee is higher for larger models, and it reflects an industry-wide problem. It's easy to jump on something you don't understand, Lords told the Post, saying he was stunned. Ms. Vekas went straight to social media to shame him before asking for any kind of explanation. So this is what she put. This is insane. A well-known New York photographer shamelessly charges curve and plus-size models an extra $100 for his dissatisfaction of having to look at them on set. Now, here's the thing. That is an assumption. To put that part in her caption, that is a 100% assumption. Straight up. So I'm a black man in America, and two white women tell me I'm discriminating them, Lords told the Post. I'm so hurt by this, nobody is telling the true story. So the photographer says his prices are for test shoots, whereby he creates a lookbook for models to take with them to auditions. The pricing includes access to a wardrobe full of designer clothes, which the models then wear while being photographed. Lords claims that designer threads for ultra-thin models, usually sizes 0 to 4, are easy to come by, but clothing for curvier women is more expensive and harder to source as less of the larger sizes are made. Getting those clothes is very difficult, Lords insisted. I need to charge a bit higher because it's hard to find anything. I go out there and buy the clothes with my own credit card for the models to wear as part of our package. And this is the thing, right? This is actually like a real problem that for some reason people don't understand, right? Because like plus size models and bigger models are different than, you know, average sized models, and they're different than the typical thin model, right? Like the more obese models, right? Just in terms of like fat content, right? The percentage of fat, it's going to be harder for them to end up finding clothes even for themselves, right? Because you got to think about it. What stores offer plus size options that are common? Like, they typically go after the most common sizes, and even then, I do believe that a lot of women's clothing, different brands will sometimes lie about the sizes just so that girls can end up feeling better what they are wearing. Like what they are, like what type of jeans they are wearing or dresses or whatever, right? There are companies that will blatantly lie about the sizes of their clothes to make the women who buy their clothes feel better about themselves so that they could buy it. It's like, oh, this is actually a small, like one size smaller than I normally am kind of thing, right? And then they realize, like, wait a minute, you know, this says like I don't know, like a size 6, and this other pair of jeans says like a size 6, but guess what? They're not actually the same size, kind of thing, right? Because they're two jeans, same size in terms of what it's labeled as, from two different companies, and they're technically two different sizes, and both of them might not even be size 6, right? Just to keep that as an example. So over the weekend, Ms. Veka's video was shared by fellow model 16 Rory, who also hit out at the price gap. This is just one more example of how awful the modeling industry is to literally anyone over a size 0. Rory declared in her own subsequent TikTok video viewed more than 101,000 times. Your fat phobia is showing. It's effing disgusting, and you should be ashamed of yourself, she further blasted. Viewers reacted with outrage to Rory's video, with one stating, "This is so typical, it's sad." But Lors is refusing to be cancelled quietly. The photographer, who sounded noticeably upset while speaking with the Post, said he is now considering legal action against Ms. Vescas and Rory. "I'm a black man in America and two white women tell me I'm discriminating them," Lord stated. "I'm so hurt by this. Nobody is telling the true story." And here's the thing, right? The reality of this situation is that he probably should pursue legal action because both of them, from according to this post, right, by the Post, none of them, neither of them, did any due diligence and actually bothered to ask the photographer, why is he charging more? Why is there a $100 premium? Why? Right? No, they wanted attention from TikTok. They wanted to be able to complain about something on TikTok. They wanted views, they wanted attention, and they got it. And the reality is that this is very common. Like this sort of reaction is very common with people nowadays where they just want to be upset over something, right? Without doing any due diligence, right? Because if they simply just asked him, right? Like, "Hey, can you tell me why it's going to cost $100 more for this specific service that you're offering?" He could have just been like, "Bam, it is hard to find sizes of clothing past this certain point. It's just harder for me to do that, and it's very hard for me to just find anything over a certain size." If he said that, problem solved, right? But no. When you just want to bash someone without really getting the full picture, and then you basically blast them publicly, it's pretty crazy, right? So, I mean, feel free to give your thoughts if you stumble upon this, but to literally never even ask the person, I don't know, why? Literally just one word, why? It's sad to see, right? Because this doesn't just go under more like a hurting his reputation, is hurting his business's reputation, and also it potentially takes money out of his business, his family's mouths, all that sort of stuff, right? All because a potential customer did not simply ask why. Like that's sad to see, right? If you want to learn how to get out of debt, go to 40inbox.com.